Hello, everyone. If you are looking to retake the project for topic 7, remember it's no longer going to be a project, it'll have to be a test. And there was a practice assignment given to you. So here are some similar problems to that practice assignment so that you can make sure you're doing it right and practice and send us photos, and then you will be ready to retake. So I've broken it into the sections just like on the test and on the project. So we are looking at part 1 categorical data right now. And what I know is that the number and types of each animal on Richard's farm are 4 goats, 2 cows, 5 chickens, 1 horse, and 2 pigs. And you might have to tally these if it's given to you in a table, but here he just told me how many of each type of animal he had. What you are asked to do in the categorical section is to create a dot plot, create a bar graph, and then to tell us the mode. So a dot plot is a cool tool, especially when you are having to look through a table of data. Here, it's going to seem a little silly, but if you're looking through a table, it helps you go and put a dot every time you come across a specific. So some things you want to make sure you're doing is, we want to make it look nice. So there's my baseline here. And here again, I already know all the different types of animals. We want to make sure that those are evenly spaced out. Okay, so we start with goats, and then I'm just going to skip maybe 4 squares. So that's just my decided, it doesn't really matter. Cows, and then 4 we have a horse, horses, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one is pigs. Okay, and here is something that people are doing. If you decide that you want to abbreviate these, and this wouldn't be a good option now because we have 2 C's, one for cow and one for chickens, but you need to make a table somewhere. So if you're just putting letters for colors like R and you want that to mean red, you need to show me a table somewhere. The good news is once you make a little table or like key to show me what each letter means, you can reuse that for the bar graph. But here we go. The next part that people always forget is you need to know what's going on information. So this tells me the types of animals on Richard's farm. So we have types of animals on Richard's. Okay, so just a little thing to tell us so we know what's going on. So what we're going to do is put little dots, and you want to space the dots evenly vertical wise because then you might make some columns look taller when they're not supposed to look taller. So I'm probably just going to put a dot for every like half a square. So for goats, there's 4, so I want 4 dots, so there's half a square. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again, I want to make sure that I'm the same so that they look relatively comparable. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to compare them. So now horses is the lowest one because it only has 1. Chickens is the highest because it's got 5. And it very clearly the highest. You might need to do a double check between goats and chickens, but then you say, oh, look, that actually works out. So now, essentially, what we're going to do is create a bar graph, and a bar graph just takes this and turns them into bars instead of dots. Bar graph. Okay, The other difference is that a bar graph has like an X and a Y axis, just like a graph. And we need to make sure we give ourselves enough room here. And then again, along the bottom. Okay. And what we're going to have down here is type of animal. And what we're going to have here along the y-axis is amount or number of animal. Okay. So because we don't have now, you have two options. You can kind of write the um, names of the animals vertically to make them more narrow, or you can write them horizontal, but then you might need to space them out more. Again, you want them to be evenly spaced, and the thing about bar graphs for categorical data, they don't touch each other because each bar technically doesn't have anything to do with the other bars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have go and go here. I'm going to try to write it as small as possible because I didn't really give myself enough room to write them vertically going up like that. But there's 4 goats, so then I'm going to make the bar for goats go up 4. And you can shade or color it in. I don't want to take too much time here. So then, because I put a space of 1 here, I need to only do 1 square away to do my count. So here's how I'm going to get around the fact that I didn't give myself enough room to write vertically. I'm going to go ahead and put a line and write cows down here so that it will indicate this one is for cows, and that only has a height of 3. And then we have chickens, which I can write high again, and that one should go to 5. And then I'll put a line down here for horses. Unfortunately, it's just horse. There's only one. And the last one is, and there's 2. And there you go. So now I have my bars representing how many of each type of animal. Each axis is labeled, and notice that they're spaced evenly. The scale here is evenly spaced, and here the bars are evenly spaced and not touching and clearly labeled, again with the title. Now, I noticed that people keep telling me that the mode is a number. Well, when you're dealing with numerical data, of course the mode is a number. But when I'm dealing with categorical data, the mode is a category, it's a word. It is the thing that occurs the most. So don't tell me the mode is 5 because there's 5 chickens. The animal that Richard has the most of is chickens. So that means that the animal is, you don't have to tell me. Now, if he had tied 2 animals for the most, for example, if he bought 1 more goat, you would have 5 goats and 5 chickens, then you would say the mode is goats and chickens. And you just list them both, just like you would list the number that repeats for mode. So there you go. You have this, and you have your dot plot, and you've told me your mode. Another good way to check is that, for example, if you knew that there were 20 animals on the farm, if you add up then they should add to 20. Again, that's just a good way to make sure that you know you've gotten all the pieces of data. Okay, so dot dot plot, okay, space them out evenly. Put a dot with even spacing for how many times each category occurs. Don't forget to give me some sort of label. You can put the label above. It doesn't matter. I just need to know what's happening. For a bar graph, remember it's a graph, so it has an X and a Y axis with even scales and spacing. Each axis has a label. And then when you tell me the mode for categorical data, you need to tell me what category has the most in it, not the number of things in there. So I know that he has the most chickens. If you tell me the mode is 5, I still don't know how many animals he has 5 of. So here, the mode is chickens. I hope that helps.